we're going to talk about Cameron and J. Cole. This is a sad situation, very unfortunate. It arose in October, late 2025, around October, November, around that era. And then it kind of just, escalated in the last day or two because J. Cole is using the law firm that Drake is using to sue Universal Music Group. It's called Mitchell Silberberg and Nupp. They are a venerated law firm, have represented all kinds of people, including but not limited to, let me see, Dua Lipa, Post Malone, and Daryl Hall. MSK, as the cool cats like to call it, is very engaged in the process of Cameron getting his royalties or his residuals for being on the song with J. Cole. He's supposed to get $500,000. Now this is what's so strange to me. This is I was thinking that was like exorbitant. I didn't know you can get that much for a feature or a co-authorship or something like that. I thought it was like 50K, 100K, maybe tops, but $500,000. All right, I'll take. I mean, it's great. I mean, that's what's up. I just didn't expect that. I mean, and there was talking about like Lil Flip. He was saying like he does tracks for like 15,000. Some people get beat up for charging too much. That's a factor. That's a reality. So yeah, J. Cole is luring up. He is definitely luring up. He has shown himself to be, part of the world of litigation. I guess that's a beautiful thing. I'm just stepping out on reason. This is what I surmise in my mind. I'd rather them going to litigation than somebody going to the hospital because somebody got shot over a record. That's just me. I think hip hop has evolved to another state. This is a litigious country. We're all about, I'll sue you, you sue me, and let's take it to court and talk in front of a judge. That's a good sign. You want to settle these things rationally. You don't want to take it to the streets with guns and knives and whatever the case may be, or home invasions or something like that. You don't want to have that on your conscience. You want to have a clear conscience that says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we're gonna slow this down. We're gonna go to court, or settle out of court, or we're gonna make something right without resorting to force, without resorting to initiation of physical force." That's the key to all this. Okay, who is this? Bumba. Yeet. Salute to you, Bumba. Salute to Bumba. Yeet. But anyway, yeah. So I just am glad. I'm glad that Cameron and J. Cole are not beefing, and it's not even like they're not even yet. I haven't heard anything yet, and there's no songs. It's been months, so there probably won't be a song out. Dissing J. Cole or J. Cole dissing Cameron. I think that's not going to happen. I don't see it. Is she blowing like that? Whoa! What? Who said that? Hey, I don't even. I don't. I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to repeat that. That's a hard line, though. Goddamn, Bumble. Who said that? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let me see if I can look that up. I'm looking it up now. Oh, Dave Blunt, of course, of course, of course. Dave Blunt would say something like that. This nigga, god damn, he's huge. But he's getting women. He said some outlandish stuff. Good God. I'm just going to say what the line means. The North Tower of the World Trade Center collapsed on September 11, 2001, and many conspiracies suggest that it was a controlled explosion. It was not a controlled explosion. It was called the steel being weakened by jet fuel and a roar, roaring flames. That's what caused the towers to collapse. And actually, the South Tower was hit second, but it actually collapsed first. The North Tower actually collapsed, afterwards. Oh, Dave Buzz, this to 50. He must not he must not he must not care enough about Dave Blunt's, or he would end his career. or just not, maybe not in his career, but he just would just ignore him. I think he's just ignoring him. He's ignoring him. I remember when Cameron and 50 had their feud. That was way back in like 2007, I think it was. Dave just has to fall on 50 to end him. Yeah, I guess so. He could work out in the gym and go short it when he comes up upside down. It's your birthday. You're gonna party like it's your birthday. But getting back to the J. Cole Cameron thing, I mean, dang, he got another song. Oh, it's called Hey Curtis. Okay. But the legal battle continues. It was a part of the song Ready 24. With Cameron had it's the an update of the song produced by I think the Heat Makers in like 2003 or 2004, somewhere around there. Maybe 2002. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn. That sped up chipmunky sound record, that they're so famous for. Um, that was part of the deal. Like he said, I'm gonna get Cam on it. We're gonna collaborate. What I understand is that J. Cole never announced that he was gonna, um, continue with Cameron on the song as an author, as one of the writers, one of the authors. He just wanted to have him, on there. I guess just to say the vocal, just to say different lines, but not necessarily be part of the vocals. I don't know. It's a weird case. It's very strange, and like I said, it's just got upped from a few months ago, because it was supposed to do that. So it just doesn't settle well with me. It doesn't settle with me that Cameron and J. Cole are now against each other. Like, that's just sad, but it is what it is. To be truthful, the reality speaks reality. That's what the best way to say it. Reality speaks reality. You can't go around it. You can't go through it. You can't. It's too high to get over. Yeah, yeah. Too low to get under. Yeah, yeah. Stuck in the middle. Yeah, yeah. You're a vegetable. I have to quote Michael Jackson from time to time. Rock and power to him. But it says Cameron recently dismissed his claims against Universal Music Group without prejudice, meaning he could refile those claims later. However, he continued his legal battle against J. Cole and his company, Cole World Inc. The move suggests Cameron views Cole as the primary defendant responsible for the alleged breach of agreement. His decision to maintain the case against Cole while dismissing Universal indicates confidence in his core allegations regarding the artist directly. What I think all that means is that, he was supposed to be on the song as, a writer. He was supposed to be somebody that was going to get residuals. And later on, J. Cole kind of just cut him out. Just cut him off at the pass, as the cliche goes. He just cut him off. He delayed him. He sat him down. Very, very unfortunate set of events. Very sad to me. It's very sad because it's like, damn, I love J. Cole. Damn, I love Cam. You know, it's like those are the guys right there. You know, they can't handle it. They can't hash out their differences. I'm not your brother, Brent Jim, but thanks for the compliment. I appreciate that. This is a very nice hat. This is a very nice hat. One of the nicest hats ever. Probably, maybe the nicest hat ever. Because I'm wearing it. But no, J. Cole and Cameron, some of the best lyricists ever to do it. Okay, this is your first question. Who is this? It's Bumba. Bumba can ask questions. You get that hat from Neo. No, I did not get that hat from Neo. I didn't got. Everybody saying Neo. That man's got 7 or 8 kids. I can't remember how the count, but he be having women. He gets his fair share of ladies. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all. Yeah, I'm atheist. That's the reason why I don't say brother. That's one of the reasons why I don't say brother. I don't say brother for Negroes in America that say, "Hey, my brother, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, oh, that's a nice watch. Oh, hey, that's cool, man. I'm gonna just go up the block and I'll be right back." And then you're going up the block, and then there's a group of thugs that steal your watch. And he said, come back and says, "Hey, my brother, what happened to you? That cool watch you had? Yeah, what happened to it?" He said, "You say I got robbed." And you say, "Oh, that's too." He says, "Oh, that's too bad. That's so sad. That's a shame." He's the one that planned it and set it up and did everything. So that's why I don't take him brother. Brother should mean something. Exactly. Bumba saying the truth right there. It should mean something. Exactly. It shouldn't just be just random occurrence. And I don't say it for brother for and sister for Christianity. Definitely not for Christianity. I say it for I don't say atheist brothers or something like that. I just say individuals, fellow individuals, human beings. But anyway, Cam, Cole, I mean, I don't think they'll ever work together. I don't think they'll ever see eye to eye. I don't think they'll ever, claim it. Cam's getting a lot of money. Cam's getting that money. Harlem gets paid. Queens get the money, but Harlem forever gets paid. Okay? So he's getting money off of the It Is What It Is from the last time I understood. Maybe he switched it up and got his own show. I think something like that. Can't remember the name of it. And then he has the Pink Horsepower. I think he's made $10 million off of that. So that's extraordinary. That's great. Jim says, "I'm sorry to interrupt your meeting. Have a good time, bro." Okay. It's all right. Bring in, when you leave, bring in like 3,000 more people so it can be jumping. And get this thing popping. But anyway, this thing's getting correct that. Yeah. So just the idea of it is sad. It's really sad. Not your brother, bruh. And then he says, "Bruh." Not your brother, bruh. But yeah. So Cole and Cam, Cole stepped up. He lawyered up. He got one of the biggest firms in the industry. They represent multiple not just individuals but whole companies, different entertainment companies, and they've been around since 1908. If that means anything, sometimes it doesn't mean much. I mean, there's companies that are from 1998, like Google, that are multi-trillion-dollar companies. If I'm not mistaken, Alphabet is a multi-trillion-dollar company that is under Google, and what's under Google? YouTube. But yeah, so it's very interesting. It's very intriguing. Very, like I said, it's very sad. Cam and Cole, they both have bars. They both have strong lyrics, strong way of presenting themselves. Cam is mainly for like my era, coming up like when I was like 15, 16 years old, and I'm listening to the Diplomats and everything like that. J. Cole, kind of like, I'm just a little older. I'm in my 20s, I'm in my mid 20s, my late 20s, and my 30s. and Cole comes along, and it's a different kind of vibe, but I'm still rocking with it. That's the thing with him. He's like everybody said. He's like the current Nas, or the updated Nas. He's just the regular. He's just his himself. He's J. Cole. Like, I don't like when people say that. Purple Haze. What's the other ones? Purple Haze. Uh Crime Pays. That rhymed. I didn't mean it to rhyme. But Come Home With Me. Come Home With Me, I think is his greatest effort. His greatest effort is Come Home With Me. It's probably his highest selling too, but I think it's his greatest effort. There has to be a through line. There seems like there was a story to Come Home With Me, more so than any other of his other projects. I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. I didn't see this. I gotta make sure I know what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so Killer Season. Killer Season. He made a movie. Killer Season. He made a movie. Not a video, not a few video shoots, but a whole freaking movie about basically his life. Going from being a basketball prodigy, this superstar, and then losing in the game, and then going into the drug game, and then going into the rap game. So that was amazing. That was cool. But he's got hits. He's got The Program, Purple Haze 2, SDE, Sex, Drugs, and Entertainment, Confessions of Fire when it came out. These are albums that are still supporting him. He's probably getting like $10,000-$20,000, a few months, just based on these albums, just based on the fact that he owns, the copyright and the authorship. And that's the problem with this, with J. Cole, is the authorship. That's the sad part. Is that he's been counted out as someone who is not part of it. Okay, who's this? Premium Black News. Respect. Is that you, Elvis? Big Elvis the Chef? Salute to you, sir. Thanks for coming in here. I appreciate it. Salute. If that's you, Big Elvis the Chef, could be somebody trying to play me. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say, just step out on reason. Say that's you, Big Elvis the Chef. Super huge, respect to this man. Okay, it is. He says it's me. So okay, so super huge respect to this man. He's usually on the Star Report. He came into my room. I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but I'm glad you did. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the show. Yeah. So and then you have J. Cole, his album. Let me see. He's supposed to have The Fall Off. Might Delete Later. That's what it was off of. The one with Cameron. But he had Forest Hill Drives live. The Off Season, Born Sinner, 2014, Forest Hills Drive, Friday Night Lights, Cold World, KOD, The Come Up. This is all amazing. This is all amazing work. He's 41. That's crazy to say. He just turned 21 yesterday. I think, well, yeah, yesterday. He just turned 41 yesterday. J. Cole. He's tall. He's a basketball player too. These are two ball players. That's the reason why they had a feud. Because they have ball players. These are ball players that, turn rappers, and, they have a certain code that they know. Cam thinks he broke it. I would argue he broke it too. Cole didn't. He wasn't able to allow him to understand that he was going to be off the track. He was going to be off the record. So that's a telling piece of evidence. It's a telling piece of evidence to show that you had in your mind, I'm going to tell, I'm going to make sure he gets his cut. I'm going to make sure he gets his piece, make sure he gets his collaboration. And then I'm not. I mean, that's what I understand. That's what I understand it as. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But that's what I understand what J. Cole in his mind was what he was thinking. And it's very interesting to take in all of this, because it's like it's very distressing. I always use that word. I use distressing because these reports. I mean, just they're mind boggling. 500 500K, $500,000. That sounds like a little bit of money, but that's a lot of money for a feature, for authorship. Like I said, Lil Flip has talked about stories where he's known to have had people or people he known were beaten up because they charge for production credits, not for vocals or anything like that, but for production credits. That's the reality. That's that's what sticks. The fact that you want to also it's only gonna be 15,000. It's gonna be 20. It's gonna be 10,000. 500,000 though. Yeah, Cam's probably gonna lawyer up most likely too. He's gonna lawyer up higher than whatever his lawsuit, his law firm was. I don't think they ever mentioned it. I don't think they mentioned it. But very sad situation. Cameron is 6'1". Cole is 6'3". Boss of all bosses. Boss of all bosses too. Guns and butter. You wasn't there. First of the month, volume 2, 3, 4, 5. Come Home With Me. That's the one that gets me. I heard that song when I was like 14, something like that. 13, 14. That was like the cut. That was, I don't care. That song made him a superstar, I think. Cause oh boy, it was the most played. I don't know what topped it, but pause. No homo. No, it's okay to be homo, but I'm just playing on the camera on what they used to say. They still say pause though. Pause. Ayo. Something like that. But anyway, I don't know what beat it. That's still a little pause, but I don't know what championed it. Okay, can I say champion? But oh boy, for a good few years, maybe I know a few months, but maybe in a few years, oh boy was the most played Def Jam song in history. Just Blaze. Oh baby. So yeah, Cam has made history on certain very much a lot of fronts. He's probably one of the most objective rappers in the game. I remember when he said that Jay-Z, he looked like J.J. Evans and what's his name, Jimmy Walker, I think is his real name. And he had like a feud with Jay-Z for a little while and everything. He was going back and forth. But then he was just like, yeah, 560 State Street. He always had money. He was always good. He was like he wasn't trying to clown him or anything. He was just telling the truth. He was just telling it like it is. He was just telling his reality, his facts, all that. So that's the truth behind that. That's the estimation I have of Cameron and Cole. I mean, like I said, Cole is one of the greatest lyricists of his generation. He was part of the whole Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole top 3, and then Kendrick jumped out and said top me. Like How far can you go? How far can it go? In what way can it go? Okay, why are we talking about clips right now? Can't be talking about clips. Why are we talking about clips? I want to talk about clips. I don't have a problem with talking about clips. But when we're talking about, we gotta stay focused on the task, Bumba. He's saying, "Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm so obnoxious. Got 2 clock pieces in my pocket." Where did that come from? Did I say something about clips? I know that Clips did a song with Cameron with popular demand outside of Popeyes eating chicken and fries. Come on, like at your uncle. I understand. I'm back by popular demand. You good that to your cuticle. I'm Cam. I could get used to you. Would have ran if you knew what I used to do. That's all I'm gonna say because I probably get a copyright, infringement. If I say anything else. But that's the dope story. That is the dope reality of it. That is the triumph and the tragedy of being in the spotlight, being in. And I was looking at a video. It was showing how these various rap songs were sued. For there's like Missing You, for example, Big Pimpin', for example, um Blurred Lines, for example. I talked about Pharrell being shifty. He's kind of, it's all peace and love and hope and everything, but then he's, stealing people's music. So, um, but so I think that it's incumbent upon ourselves to really delve into the world of litigation and lawyers and judges and courtrooms and see how they really function and see how the justice system really is processed and how it works, because it's so integral to the actions of the people, of individuals. It's so important. It's very important. It goes to every bit of nature of who we are and what we're about as Americans. And if you're around the world, you can just see what it's like to be an American. If you're nobody till somebody sues you, you're nobody till somebody sues you. You're nothing. Look at the movie Social Network. Mark Zuckerberg was sued by his former acquaintances, the Winklevi or the Winklevoss brothers, and his own best friend. His own best friend. In the movie, he says, "I was your only friend," but Dustin Moskovitz was his friend too. So that was this. I guess that was kind of like a meter thing, because Aaron Sorkin has like a iambic pentameter to his scripts, where you say it in such a way, and I guess the words would have came out differently. Sky's medium smalls. No, I'm not even medium smalls. I'm tiny, tiny. Nothing. I'm not a rapper. I cannot rap. I just wanted to say those lines. And I wanted to say something that, Rockin' Power to Biggie, he says, a little harsher words, but, but you're nobody till somebody sues you. It's just the truth. Once you get sued, that's usually when you blow up. That's usually when you take on to another level. Like in the movie Social Network. Mark Zuckerberg settled with them for like $55 million. And he settled with his friend Eduardo Saverin for like $3 billion. And he ran to Brazil or something like that. They said, to escape taxes, but I think he said no, it wasn't really about the taxes. It was about, something else. But it was like, okay, nigga, okay. It wasn't about the taxes, but all right. You kind of understand what it is. So that is ACM 19X2. What is that, 12? ACM 1922 or 1912. What do you talk? I'm saying hi. Hi. R.I.P. Biggie and Free Diddy. Yeah. Salute. Okay, I have a special little moment I want to give right now. This is an open letter to Robin Rihanna Fenty. Hi, Rihanna. You do so many great things. You're a multi-billionaire. You're a multi-billionaire. You're huge. You're insane. Like, you have a crazy talent. You have great business sense. You have everything going for you. But you have to remember that Anti came out 10 years ago. And you don't have to worry about people saying, where's the music? Where's new Rihanna music? How come we ain't heard from Rihanna? I, you don't have to listen to them. You don't have to listen to what they say. All you have to do is just be Rihanna. Bummer says, you got plenty of girls, but can you please a black queen? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. Oh, you need donate? Yes, yes, donation, yes. PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Cash App is $SkyLersAunders 1. I'm gonna say that again. $SkyLersAunders 1. I would try to put it on the stream, but it would be all messed up. So I can send donations. Yes, please, please, more donations, donations. I take donations. So go to Cash App, or my PayPal is Skyler Saunders, SkyLerSaunders, and Venmo is at Skylerize, SkyLerized. So there it is, $1 million, yeah, $1 million baby, yeah. But let me just talk to Miss Fenty right now. I know you got Rocky. I'm not going to intrude on that. I'm going to be a gentleman. You know, I know you two got babies together. Y'all got 3 babies together. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. So you're focused on your business career. You're not even focused on music. And what's so amazing is that you left the game at a high note. You left on your masterpiece, your magnum opus. Anti is such a great album. It's got pop hits, but it's got really deep cuts that are strong. You know, Kiss It Baby, Kiss It Better Baby. Like, can you just not make like great songs ever again? Just focus on business. Do not think about people that say, "Oh yeah, Rihanna's got to make another album. Rihanna's got to make another album." No, you don't, Robin. You really don't. Miss Fenty, you really don't. You really don't have to. She could have movies projected on the. I love your forehead, by the way, Miss Fenty. You look like a doll baby. Doll babies have huge heads, and they look really cute. I'm not saying like I'm trying to brush up on you or anything. Like I said, you got Rocky, and that's great. He beat the case. You celebrate a decade of Anti. Anti is going 6 times platinum. A number of your hits, your pop hits, the record songs, they have gone diamond. Oh, Bumba is hating. Bumba is hating hard. I'm not even gonna repeat what he said, cause it's too much for you, Rihanna. You are very attractive. That's why Rocky's with you, and because you have a great mind, you have a great sensibility. You come from Barbados. I bet you got your papers. You're not worried about ICE. You got everything in order. I know you're just playing, but seriously, I want to talk to Miss Fenty. You got Savage, you got Fenty, you got 50 Savage. You got all these different components that are working together for you. They're all in place for you and what you're doing and how you're conducting yourself as a businesswoman, as a billionaire, as a black female billionaire. Very few. How many other ones? Maybe Oprah? And who else? Black female billionaires. I think that's about it. Maybe no, they got millions. Hold on, I'm gonna see. I think Sheila Jordan. Sheila Jordan and Johnson. What's it? No, Juanita Jordan and Sheila Johnson. In the world, okay, in the world, it changes. Beyonce, that's my fault. Beyonce, she just crossed over and got 1 billion. Good thing I looked it up. Sheila Crump Johnson, Folarin Show, Alakija, Nigerian oil and fashion magnate. Janice Bryant Howroyd, founder of workforce solutions company Act One Group. Yeah, so that's your competition. That's your comp. They have $100 million. Beyonce finally has crossed over to the $1 billion era. But she's not you. I know y'all don't want, smoke. You did the Super Bowl. Beyonce did the Super Bowl, but it's about you. So you did the Super Bowl. Like, that's extraordinary. When you were pregnant. Like, and everybody had their theories about, oh, well, they're the sperm that go around and then it goes into the egg and, she's dancing and they're all, you heard it all. I'm sure you heard everything. You heard everything about that. But that's awesome. That is really great. That you had, the stamina to be able to be pregnant and dance and sing and everything like that in front of tens of millions, and maybe even 100 million people all over the globe. That is extraordinary. So I say to you, this is you, Rihanna. Now I know a lot of people say Rihanna. It's Rihanna. That's your name. We need to get it straight. You are a princess. You are a pop princess turned super clean queen. Like, you just elevated to an extent that nobody can touch you. You elevated to an extent where, can Beyonce do that? If we're going to talk about Beyonce, can she drop an album and just be like, all right, 10 years. I'm just do 10 years. I got business to handle. I got the Sir, what is it? I think it's called something Sir Liquor. What is it called? I'm looking it up right now. Sir Davis. Sir Davis. Beyonce's gets it. What she just said, it's all about Sir Davis. I'm not dropping anything. No more cowgirl boots. Nothing like that. That's all I'm doing. So, like I said, you are in a zone that's all your own. Didn't mean to rhyme right there, but I did. You're in a place all by yourself. You have risen to levels that very few people have achieved in your business and in your music. Anti is such a masterpiece that it goes down in history. A$AP Rocky with the mid out. I don't think it was mid. I think it was very good. It wasn't like C plus, C minus, or C. It was like B minus, B plus era. Something like that. It wasn't bad. What happened to A$AP? What happened to A$AP Ferg? His last time I heard him he was congratulating Ye on his admission to being sexually involved with his cousin. But I still want to talk to Rihanna. Let me go back to you talking about Rihanna. Miss Robin Rihanna Fenty. It is so crucial to know that you are so studied and so ready to be, to go into the world of business still, to still, command, you don't have most of your shareholders. You have some of your shareholders stake. You don't have most of it, but you still have a good percentage. I think it's like 40% or something like that. I could be wrong. Last time I checked, it was like 40%. Not controlling interest. No, you don't own the company, but you get a good chunk of it out of the sales and the revenue. So that's what's going on. All right, here we go. Yeah. I'm not gonna repeat that on my show, Bumba, but thanks. Miss Fenty. Very serious, that you are winning. You are winning with your husband. I just saw him on SNL uh a few weeks, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, I think it was now. Going on. Yeah, he did. That's true. Almost telling the truth. Dave Bunce wrote the song Cousins for Yay. But it just hurts my heart. And I don't like to say heart. I say it hurts my mind. It hurts my brain when people just say that. When people come at you, when they say that, she lost her touch. She's afraid to make music. She's afraid to do anything related to the music field. And it's like, really? Is she afraid? I doubt if she's afraid. Maybe she's just enjoying her life, enjoying her billions, and have a man that can stand up and say, "Yeah, I got a girl that got more money than me." That's I'm not the pimp. I'm just a man and a marine. But that sounds like some pimp ish. You hold her down. You carry her bags. You meet her at the airport. You make sure she gets all her luggage into the car. Maybe that's not the definition of pimping, but that's definition of being a gentleman of leisure, I would assume. So salute to um, Rocky, ASAP Rocky. Oh boy, wow. Okay, this man Bumba is out of control. I'm about to block him. No, I'm not. I'm not about to block you. I'm just kidding. You haven't done anything outrageous. You can say as many things you want, but you haven't said anything too crazy. And you always respect Holly, so I have to give you points for that. But it is so important to really just grasp how you have evolved. How you were before. It was the pop girl. Come this the DJ pump on the replay. And then it was good girl gone bad. And then oh nah nah. And then it was work, and then kiss it better, baby. Like the evolution. Few people have a better evolution than you. And you even said it yourself. You said your 2016 post wins. I thought that was pretty encouraging and pretty strong way of displaying your abilities to forecast the future. I thought that was pretty on point. It just gets to a level of respect for you. I have tremendous respect for you. We're the same age. You're just a few months older than myself. You were born February 4th. I was born June 21st. So we have a similar upbringing. We have a similar mind state. Built on our generation. You see the memes. I know you've seen the memes, young lady, of the kids that get pushed. Gen X kids, they get pushed, and they just keep moving. Millennials get pushed, they just keep moving. Then Generation Z kids, they get pushed, and then Generation Alpha kids just go. What? Okay, I'm gonna get to that Bumba, but let me keep talking to Rihanna. Rihanna, Um, you are you are great, and I'm not just saying that just to sound cute. You literally are great. You're a great musician and a great businesswoman. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you're a billionaire times two, right? You have a billion from Fenty and a billion from Savage. If I'm not mistaken, that's the truth. I think I could be wrong. Correct my dumbass if I'm wrong. But you are on a winning streak. You are on a winning streak, and it's not like you ever lost. When did you lose? When did you? I don't think you had a losing day. I mean, you seen the people around you, namely Ye, go down in flames basically, and still, you know, he said it in a song that if you ever fall off, it feel like a plane crash. It's real. Sky want Rihanna to hit the cash app and go out on a date. No, I don't want that. Not on a date. Rocky, ASAP Rocky, dude. You're not gonna. But since we're gonna talk about that, I'm gonna just give you a brief aside to one of my viewers. I'll get back to you, Rihanna. Bumbleclap, what makes it a corny song? Monster. You just said Monster song is corny. What makes it corny? Everybody says, oh, it's whack, oh, it's stupid, or it's corny. But why? What makes it corny? What is it that separates it from things that are great or superb? That's the only thing I have to ask. But the chorus and the verse. What specifically? You can just say the chorus and the verses of any song is corny. What specifically stands out in your head, Bubba? I'm putting the screws in you right now. I'm putting the screws in you. I'm making you work. But getting back to you, Miss Fenty. Miss Fenty, you got those beautiful, babies. You got those beautiful bundles of joy. Those cute little life suckers. You know that's a wonderful thing. Oh, okay, I'll give you that. Okay, melodramatic. Okay, got you. Pause. I don't know why you say pause, but okay. But yeah, that's just great. You're a mom times three now, I think it is. You name one of your children Riot. That's definitely, unique. Very few people name their child Riot, but I think that's unique. So this is a classic example of what is supposed to be, part of um, music lore. I mean, the way I don't. I'm pretty sure you did it because you're smart. You probably engineered all of this. You say I'm gonna just do everything. I'm gonna throw everything I possibly can at this anti project. I have the radio hits. I have the deep cuts on the album. I have everything like that. Was it? Love on the Brain. Like, oh my god, that's like a blues record almost. Like, it's just a classic kind of song, like a doo wop song almost. Like, how did she get a Billy? Fenty and Savage. Well, especially Fenty. The Fenty company and her stakeholdership. Not just music. She made like 100 million, $200 million off of music, but she made $1 billion off of Fenty. So she's good, and her children's children are good if they do the right thing. If they, use the money right. Because I have to let me tell you this, Miss Fenty. There's a company called Stro. It's a beer company. It's owned by this family, the Stro family, and they threw away their money within 2 or 3 generations. Cocaine, all kinds of stuff mixed in, people using money wrong, bad investments, stuff like that. I'm not wishing that on you. I already know that you're gonna, teach your children to be just like you, to have better business sense, to be thoughtful, to think on their money. That's what I expect, you to do. I wouldn't expect anything less, anything different. But like I said, you sold, I think, what, 100 to 200 million copies, 200 million records. You get billions of streams, a year, I think, something like that. You get like something like 100 million streams from Spotify and Apple every month. I think it is. If I'm not mistaken, please correct my dumbass. So you got it together. You've got the coin. You went from what were you drinking out of a coconut with your toes in the sand, thinking of a master plan. Well, the master plan worked. You're a Bayesian superstar. It was looking rocky for ASAP. I like to play on words. I do respect you, Bumba. But speaking of ASAP Rocky, like I said, he's a real man. He's a real gentleman. Um, I wouldn't say otherwise if it weren't true, or I would say otherwise if it were true. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm saying he's a gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, we talking about the most beautiful woman alive. She's known for her songs like Umbrella and Say My Name. Her lover, Kendrick, oh, not Kendrick, what are you talking about? Is the lucky man in the world for putting it in No Diddy. It's not Kendrick, it's ASAP Rocky. Come on, pause. Yo. Yeah, that's funny. No Diddy. And neither is ASAP Rocky. ASAP Rocky's not her husband either, but they're a couple. They're a couple. They're not married. She's his. Who that is? That's my baby daddy. Who that is? That's my baby daddy. That's Rick. That's ASAP Rocky. That's her baby daddy. Both the same, not necessarily, Mister Sir Rick James. Not necessarily, not necessarily the same. ASAP, Kendrick, Rihanna, thruple. Oh my god. Pause. That's funny. But Rihanna, Miss Fenty, respect. You are a wonder. I mean, it almost seems like you don't get the credit that you deserve. Like we have Beyonce, and great for her. Clap for her. That's great. She's excellent. She's not a slouch. She's not a bum. But Rihanna, you are a superstar's, megastar's, you know, dream. Just how you present yourself. Sky praise to Rihanna. Every night I say my dreams. Now lay me down to sleep. Rihanna, please keep. I pray that you keep. um, but Rihanna, I mean, so powerful, such a force, so great. It's Fenty Beauty Cosmetics. And she has a lingerie brand, Savage X or Times Fenty. Milestones in 2021, she was confirmed by Forbes as a billionaire and the wealthiest female musician in the world. I think she still has that distinction. She has that 1 billion. But let me see about Taylor Swift. Swift. I said Swift. I'm a lisp. But hers is based off her music. This is amazing. Between 1.6 billion and 2.1 billion dollars. Goes over $2 billion. The Eras Tour. List of music artists by net worth. She was the first female artist to become a billionaire, Rihanna. I'm talking to you two. I know you know how much money you got, Miss Fenty. I understand that. I got you on that. I got you. But Taylor Swift is the wealthiest female musician with a net worth of $1.6 billion as of 2024. It's going almost 2 years now. At the time, she had $1.7 billion. She's got $1.97 billion apparently. Taylor Swift has 1.6. How, Sway? How is that number? Oh, they're doing different years. Okay. So that is the reality. For you, Miss Fenty, only hope for the best. Only think of the best for you. Can't think of any bad. Taylor Swift is not a bum. Fenty, Nile. Okay, so is her beta husband. Wow. I love the hatred. Thank you for expressing your hatred. I will repeat the hatred, but I disagree with you. I think Taylor Swift is a phenomenal songwriter. And that's the reason why she has $1 billion, I think, because the songs that she has written, she was going to re-record all her songs, and then they dropped some kind of legal suit or something like that, and then she doesn't have to record everything over again. But there's some kind of $300 million suit or something like that. It was crazy. But Rihanna, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that at all. None of that makes a bit of a difference. You are your own professional sense. You are your own business sense. That's what makes you so spectacular and wonderful. Is the fact that you have taken upon yourself to be an excellent human being above all, an excellent individualist, and a capitalist. This is an example of capitalism. This is the example of putting your mind to creating, building, working, constructing wealth. That's an absolute example of it. Jesus Christ is my nigga. I have no idea where that came from. Thanks, Bumba. Bumba is he's a good guy, Miss Fenty. Don't worry about him. He's a good guy. But that is the reality. That's the truth. And I just hope for you to have the best. Hope you get $200 billion. Hope you get $1 trillion. Because you're left out of conversations. They say you don't have the vocals. They say you don't have this and that. You have the vocal. You have the pipes. You can definitely sing. You can write songs. I don't know how many songs you've written. You're a singer. It doesn't say songwriter. So this is interesting. Oh, excuse me. I said February 4th. You were born on February 20th. Excuse me. You knew that. I didn't know that. I should have known better. But I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank Elvis the Chef, Big Elvis the Chef. Thank you very much for coming to the live. Thank you, Bumba, for holding me down. Thank you, Rick James, for holding me down. Thank you for all the people that either sent the donation or will send a donation or just pump faking and saying, oh, yeah, I'll send a donation. They don't ever send a donation. But that's all right. All the lights. Let's end it on that. Let's end on that note. Thank you very much. I'll see you. Take care.